All right, welcome back to my channel, whatever channel this is on. We don't know, YouTube to Reels to whatever. But today we have fried chicken sandwich. We did a buttermilk bath for our chicken thighs, got a little extra seasoning there. We double dredged some. We grill our buns. We have a nice iceberg slaw, and then we have our homemade ranch. Today I'm in the kitchen alone, but we are having some people come over for lunch, so we're gonna bang this out. And we're excited for you to see this recipe. Enjoy. Now we're going to process the chicken. We have our chicken thighs, which I know we briefly touched on before. If you're doing something where like a chicken thigh is going to have more flavor, there's more connective tissue, there's more fat, and they're going to be a little more forgiving. So our chicken breast is going to go dry before our chicken thighs are. So all we're going to do is process them lightly. I have a bunch. We have our buttermilk here, and we have half our seasonings, which is just garlic powder, paprika, salt, pepper, and then we have our flour, and that's the same seasonings we have in both. So we're gonna, all I did with the chicken is kind of make them into like what I would want a patty size to be. Nothing too big. I feel like when we tested this recipe, we did keep the thigh full, and it just caused too much separation in the breading. We're gonna use like kind of a combo of batter. So all I did really to process it was I just cut out anything that was like more of a funky piece, something dark. This is a dark meat, obviously, so there is going to be a darker color. But we're going to get these into the buttermilk to process and let them sit for a couple minutes. And we're going to clean up our situation. So we have our chicken that's sat in our marinade, the magic mobile phone, for as long as you want. We had a little bit of an express, but you can see with the seasonings in here, has that nice deep color. What one of our tricks is going to be is we're going to remove some of our buttermilk and actually put it into our dredging. This is when you coat the chicken and you get those really extra crispy bites. This is the shout out to Claire from Bon Appetit. She mixes it in. Clumpies that kind of like form. All right, so we have our pre-loved, and we're going to go back and forth twice. I did notice that that was kind of the best mixture. So we're just going to pop out our pieces. Careful in the splash zone. We're going to dredge it. You want to keep one hand wet. This is going to be our wet hand. And then you're going to keep one hand dry. When they keep going back and forth, which is inevitable to happen here, you're going to start breading your fingers. So, okay, you're just going to press it in. I'm going to let it hang off to the side because I'm going to double dip them, but I'm going to let the first coating happen before I when I was at home, not that this isn't my home, when I was practicing this recipe, I had like one big clump of batter at the end because I kept going back and forth. You can kind of see it still happening with me, but we kind of have our designated hand. Now that I'm like looking at the chicken, I think we're just gonna do this once. It has a really nice coating. Let's do a test. We'll do 2 double and the rest single and see how we like it. All right? Let's get beautiful. So what we're looking for, honestly, even a bad fried chicken sandwich is delicious. But I want that like toasted bun. I want it where you like get it at the restaurant. It's perfect. You can't get it to go because it's not that good anymore, and you can't have it left over because it's not the same. We want that perfect bite. Edge. Extra crispy. Extreme crisp. All right, that one does look good though. So you can see as you keep breading back and forth, you're going to bread your fingers. If only I could keep breading big, right? But the problem is that, like we have right here, breading is messy and also chicken is dangerous. So we want to like get this taken care of. These can sit and dry out. You could put them uncovered in your fridge. You don't want to do it more than a little bit in advance. If a coating sits on there too long, you could leave it in the buttermilk, and then this could be something you prep before your guests get here. If you're gonna entertain with this, and then you would just kind of dredge it in the flour right before you fry it. We're gonna clean up our hands, get the breading off, and we're gonna move over to the stove. All right, so we have our fry station set up. This may be a little funky if you've not ever seen it. I like to fry in these old, truthful, faithful aluminum pans. Couple things. One, it conducts the heat really evenly. Obviously, they're super thin, but it lets the oil get nice and hot, but also cools it down quickly. So when I'm in my client's homes, I love to use this trick. And then for our second is our setup tray for after our chicken's finished. We have our grates, which when you fry food, we want to be able to let the extra fat drain off. We also want to give it completely around for it to be aerated. We don't want to put it right on top of the paper towel because it'll create a soggy exterior. So we're going to start frying our chicken. We have our buns grilling with butter. Also, something to remember with frying is we don't want to crowd our pan. If you put too much stuff all around, it'll create the food. It'll actually steam the food while it's frying it. You gotta hear this. That is a chef's white noise. Little alarm clock sound, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I just want like a little more color. All right, so this is like the color we're looking for. We want those little golden brown hues. It's gonna continue to cook here. This is where you would temp them. I sadly know by the look what their temperature is. I know fried chicken very well. So if we had an internal thermometer here, we would want it to read 165. You could pull it at about like between 160, 163, and then it will carry over. I'm going to keep this one in the back because that's our cool area, and I'm going to get our last two in. Another thing to remember when you're frying, when you're putting food in, you want to put it away from you. So the oil will splash to the back and never towards you. Just when these come out, we're going to hit them with a little salt as they're hot. And we're just going to let them hang out until we're ready. Check on our buns. We're starting to get some color. We just want that texture, if you can hear it. All right. Best part of the day. We're going to do our toppings. This is where chicken obviously is chicken. You could do anything. You could toss these beautiful fried cutlets in, not that it's a cutlet, but in buffalo. You could even do like a sesame ginger sauce. You could do anything. And then the accoutrements can change. So today we're keeping it simple. I did think maybe we should do a little bacon ranch, lettuce seems like pretty good, BLT. But what we're gonna do is we have iceberg. There's really nothing like iceberg lettuce for crispness. And the main focus of this is we want this as absolutely fine and tiny as we can get it because we want it to stay nice and crispy, but we also don't want it to be. So we're just gonna trim it down nice and thin. And honestly, the thinner the better here. If you have a mandolin, don't be scared to use it, but your knife will do the walking and chopping for you, for real. If you just kind of rotate back and forth. I just kind of want something simple today for lunch because I'm starving. And if you know anything about me, I became a chef so I could eat. And of course, we're gonna have a pickle on our chicken sandwich. So we're using the Grillo pickle chips. These are the pickles with the best flavor personally, I think, but the worst container. This is the small one. They did update the big jars that are like screw top now. This one, like I spilled all over the counter when I opened it. But these are just like the simple pickle chip. What's nice about the Grillos is they don't just drain the brine.
Has the garlic in there, the dill. You can actually see the herbs. I'm going to do a little avocado also. Basic, but I love avocado. This one's ripe, ready to go. I'll be honest, it's very brave to cut this on camera and not know what it's going to look like. We're good. This would be way too big of a knife for you to cut it at home. I would not suggest. My cousin Emily, I'm talking to you. My girlie's been in the ER because of an avocado. But we hold it in our hand. We use no pressure at all. The avocado is so ripe and ready to go. You just need to put your knife against it. You don't need to press. Just run it down. And then my little trick sometimes, I'm only using this knife is because it's already dirty. I'll go in with a spoon and I'll just kind of take the imperfections that I don't want. And if anybody gets mad at you about brown avocados, tell them they're late. I don't know what else to say. The window is so short for it to be perfect. All right, so we're going to start to build. We have our toasted bun. These are Martin's potato buns, the big boys with the seeds. These are my favorite. Any bun will work. We don't discriminate with carbs here, but these are the best ones. We have our ranch. You can find our ranch, our homemade ranch, certainly on all of our social media pages, or literally probably in our stories every day because ranch is the best. So we're going to put it down as glue. All right, so we have our chicken. We want to like minimally move our chicken. As much as you move it is as much as the skin can crack. So we're going to get this baby down. Ooh. We're going to do the old 1-2 McGee here with the pickles. Perfect size. We're going to get a nice amount of the lettuce. We're going to grab some of our avocado. This is optional. I just have it ready to go. I'm going to put this on the top of the bun and just kind of spread it out. The thing about avocados is if they're not ripe, they're going to ruin the dish. So if it's like, I don't know if I should use this, do me a favor. Please don't. For your guest's sake, because I'm sure I'm not coming over for dinner. And then we're going to take our dressing and just do a final little 1-2. And we're just going to finish it with some sauce. All right. Top bun. Ah! That was a little messy there. And here we are. An absolutely insanely large fried chicken sandwich. And certainly, why we're all here is for me to take a bite. I want to make sure I'm getting everything. Maybe I'll do a little this way. It's very kind to serve it with a side of sauce, of course. Cheers. Oh, it's crunchy. Oh, it's so good. You want to try it? Tag us in your chicken videos. You don't have to put it on bread, put it in a wrap, put it on a salad. You just want to start processing the food at home. Making the chicken cutlets yourself or fried chicken yourself makes all the difference. Using fresh ingredients, using good stuff. Tag us in anything you guys cook. We want to know. Tell us some recipes you want to see. We're trying to work on tying the website in and having everything all tied together, but the girls are working hard back here. So be patient. Yeah, please, classic, like, follow, subscribe if you want. If you don't, you can obsessively stalk my videos anyway. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next time and enjoy.